boxing. We keep it real, 100 and unbiased. Today's topic is Canelo versus Gigi, the rematch. The rematch has been set today. It was breaking news. But I want to know if you guys think if he's fit or not. If mentally Canelo is ready for this fight after that loss. Was that loss too much for Canelo? Was it too heavy on him? Did it drain him mentally, physically? You know, some fighters after taking a loss like that, they don't come back the same. They're not the same. They don't think the same. But you know, my points on this rematch for Canelo against Gigi. Personally, I think after the last fight that Canelo had against bivol, I've gone over it many times, and personally, I didn't see Canelo get destroyed in the fight, nor did he get beat up in the fight. He was just outboxing the fight by the bigger man, that weighed in 190. Yeah, the fight was at 175, but bivol hydrated at 190. That's his natural fighting weight. That's his natural weight. He's naturally the bigger man. Canelo moved up and did things other boxers won't do. What other boxers are afraid to do. You ain't seen Benavidez do it. You ain't seen Triple G move from weights. You ain't seen none of the Charlos move up. But Jermell, he's something else. You know, Jermell's something else. He's in his own little league. Very proud of him. But you ain't seen, you know, all these other fighters like Andre move up. Canelo did something that none of the 60s, 68ers, none of the 60s were doing, none of the 54s were doing, none of the 47s were doing. Moving up weight. He moved up all the way from 47 to fight somebody at 75. You know, that loss, I think, you know, yeah, it's a heavy burden on him, but I'm pretty sure he's motivated and he needs to test himself again, start from the bottom back up to get that rematch. And that's what he's going to do. He wants to get Gigi out of the way. I'm personally, some people would say Gigi won't be an easy fight, but Gigi didn't look too good in his last fight. I personally think he looked a little bit slow. He looked his age in the last fight. And, you know, he's what, 40 years old, Triple G? He's 40 years old. Canelo's what, 31, 32 about to be? That last fight can either motivate Canelo or bring him down. I personally think it's going to bring him back up. He's been used to, Canelo, he's been used to fighting fighters that are been back off the foot, that fight off the back foot. I mean, if you see what he did with Caleb Plant, he had to chase him down the ring. I mean, Caleb Plant never showed any significant hurting of Canelo, like he was putting any damage with him on those jabs. There's nothing really significant there. There wasn't really much of a punishment Canelo didn't take. Against BJ Saunders, same thing. I just think Canelo got used to chasing guys and not getting any feedback from it. So when he fought bivol, he actually had somebody that had a game plan and was ready to fight. Wasn't strategically being defensive. Bivol, yeah, he was being defensive. He had a nice, beautiful shell. His arms were covering his body really good. He was able to hold all that energy. I mean, being that heavy, you're not wasting much gas because you're used to that body weight. But when you got to move up and you're carrying extra weight on your body, yeah, that's going to tire you out. If anybody's been in competitive sports, I used to be in rock, I used to wrestle, I used to fight, so I understand putting weight does hurt you. But if you're at your natural weight, oh man, you're able to dance, breathe, move around, do tricks, do special things you weren't able to do at a heavier weight. To some people it benefits them, some people it don't. But I personally believe that if Canelo gets this, if Canelo has this rematch with Triple G, I think Canelo should be victorious in the faster round. I mean, she just fought at 75, so for him to come back to 160, he should be at a natural weight where it's not going to hurt his body. He should be able to breathe more. His cardio should be good. His wind should be good. He's not going to have that extra weight on him. I think he takes it to Triple G. I think early knockout. Because personally, the way he lost and the way people like to shame Canelo, I think he comes back strong. I think he comes back strong after the Triple G, and then he goes back to bivol. Or he fights from 60 back to 68, back to 75 to move his body up gradually again. That's what I think he's gonna do. He's gonna check out how his body was at a lighter weight. See how he moved. Is he able to take on a bully? Because at 160, Triple G's a bully still. I mean, you don't hear nobody calling him out. You didn't hear none of the Charlos call out Triple G. You didn't hear Andre call out Triple G. You ain't heard Jaime Munguia call out Triple G. Well, he wants to, but you ain't heard any of these other 60ers want to call out Triple G. Or not even any of the 68s. You don't hear Caleb Plant, oh, I'll go fight Triple G. I ain't heard Benavidez say, I'll go fight Triple G. I mean, people are thinking Benavidez is the Mexican killer over here because he beat David Lemieux. I don't know what round did Triple G do that in. Because some people, oh my God, just look back. I mean, personally, I believe Canelo's done it already twice to Triple G. The only difference is with this one, he's gonna show everything he's learned in all his fights, from all the winning, from all the being victorious to losing, and it's gonna mount up in this GG fight. But we'll see. My prediction is Canelo will edge Triple G. It will be a knockout in my eyes because Canelo's come back with vengeance. You know, coming back from a loss like that against a bigger man, it's gotta hurt somewhere in the heart, especially if you're a competitor like Canelo. He's like, let me just get this man out of the way. I mean, don't get me wrong, Triple G's not gonna be a walk in the park, but the way he looked in his last fight, he looked his age. Personally, he looked his age. If you watch Triple G's last fights, and you watch this one, he looked slow. He couldn't fight off the back foot. I mean, don't get me wrong, he still has power. That's the last thing to go. But his speed and his defense wasn't there. And he was already gassing out. The last thing he had going for him was power. Canelo, on the other hand, like I said, he had weight. Weight is what hurts you coming up weight. Especially against a bigger man. You holding that weight is harder to move, harder to breathe, harder. It frustrates you. I mean, people can say that's an excuse. No, I mean, if you're one of those people that say that's an excuse or not, why don't you put on some weight and then go fight a bigger man bigger than you? And then you come make a video like this and you tell me, hey, that weight hurt me, or that weight didn't hurt me, because you are going to get tired. You are going to get tired. You should just fight at your natural weight, move up gradually, or fight with that weight. Look what Usyk did when he fought Joshua. He didn't gain that much weight. He had enough weight where he was already at 200, went up to the heavyweights, was able to move with his body. And I think that's what's going to happen eventually with Canelo. He wants to gradually build himself. But those are my predictions. You know, like and subscribe. Thank you very much.